We welcome in Benny Agbayani, who was just named, as we learned publicly yesterday, the next, yeah, it was yesterday, wasn't it? The next coach, the interim coach of the baseball program at St. Louis School. Benny joins us now here on ESPN Honolulu. Benny, first, congratulations. What does it mean to you to coach the sport that you love, the sport that you took to great heights as a professional, and now to coach it at your alma mater?
It means a lot to me because that's the only school I know, and it's I feel, the pride, and like I always tell everybody, I bleed red and blue. I was raised that school has taught me how to grind things out, adversity, and just being together and playing as a team, and that strong word brotherhood up at that school.
There's almost no better person to succeed George Gusman, a great guy who's coached baseball there for so long. It almost makes sense to find someone who can continue, as you mentioned, that brotherhood, to continue that tradition and find ways to continue and to build and grow that program.
Yeah, Coach Gus, he has done a super great job over there. I mean, he's been there a decade. And, hopefully I can fill in and, try to continue, the dynasty up at that school. I mean, Coach Gus has, done a lot. People don't see. He did things behind the scenes. He has, done well. And, hopefully I can go up there and continue and, just build that program and make it strong and, get kids to move on to college and, hopefully they reach where I reached the MLB. I mean, there's a lot of guys that been through that program that's been to the MLB, and they're probably on their way to the MLB. But, it's been a great school and a great baseball program.
We're talking to Benny Agbayani, who's the interim head coach of St. Louis's baseball program. He joins us here on Off the Bench on ESPN Honolulu.
Benny, it sounds like you've already gotten straight to work, man. It sounds like there's hitting going on behind you. What you guys working on over there?
Yeah, we're just working. Everything's, so fast. I got to start working and, trying to put, brainstorm of how, we're going to prepare for the season and, the program. I got some youngsters out there. I got to go look at them and, see what we have. I mean, St. Louis has, had great amount of good athletes, and I got to go find those guys. I got to go look at that intermediate, the JV, and, I got to build that program, that varsity in a hurry.
Yeah, there's the building part, and then there's also the relationship building part too. How much of that are you going to put an emphasis on as you are now the new coach up there in building relationship with the team that already exists there?
I got to build a relationship really quick. I mean, I got to get the trust from the kids. The kids got to trust me. I think they know my background. I think I just got to make sure they believe in what I'm doing, and they're gonna go out there and just play. They got to know the style I play, and they just got to make sure they understand that I used to be in their shoes, and we got to have that. The communication is going to be big. I got to get to know them real quick, and they got to get to know me. And it's just hard right now because it's the season's coming around the corner, and it's going to be rough. But like I tell everybody, I played in New York. I played at the roughest place you can ever play at, and adversity is going to be a big thing, and just having them believe in themselves and believe in me.
You mentioned style of play, and I know you're coaching from coaching your daughters there at Iolani in softball. Looking at how you're going to coach this baseball team, what is your style?
That is to come.
He's not trying to let the cat out of the bag just yet, I'm sure.
Or a lot of it is learning who you have, right?
Yes, I have to learn who I have. I've been seeing them play. I know some of them since they were young, and I know what I have. And, I just got to make sure I can bring out the best of all of them.
I'm sure you're not going to have much of what I'm about to ask to worry about, but You've been coaching softball for a little bit. Are you any slightly concerned about, needing to brush the dust off in a sense, jumping back over to baseball?
Not really.
Attaboy.
I mean, this is my first love. I always loved coaching baseball, and I had two daughters, so I had to learn from them, and just having the experience from coaching, baseball. Now I coach softball. Now I'm back to baseball, and I think I love the game and I have the passion, and that's why I do it.
I wanted to ask you on that front. At what point, whether it was while you were still playing the game or not long after, at what point did you say, you know what, I see myself coaching, whether it's, coaching your daughters or just coaching in general? Do you remember when you thought you saw that in your future?
I think when I retired in 2009, and, I just wanted to give back, especially to the kids in Hawaii. I see a lot of talent here, so I wanted to, reach out to the kids, but I had my own kids, and and that's what I wanted to do is whoever I had or whoever was on my kids' teams, I just wanted to give them the great experience of what I have experienced. A lot of people don't know what I have experienced. I mean, I played, in New York City, the roughest place you can ever play at, and it's just giving back to the state of Hawaii, giving back to St. Louis. And, just sitting down and watching these kids on TV or these kids blossom, I mean, that's a, treat for me.
You mentioned coaching your daughters, that they taught you a little bit too. What do you feel like you took away or they helped teach you with?
Patience. And just, just watching them and learning, what they go through, and just pushing them, and, they would, see things on the field. I teach them a lot about the game, and they was telling me, hey, I see this, I see that. So, we got to make sure we do this. And okay. That's just, the IQ of the game. And that's, what I try to teach my kids is the IQ, what is going on.
And I'm sure the pride of finding ways to get players to the next level, to reach ultimately the hope of the level that you got. There's got to be no greater feeling, right, than to see A, the success on the field, B, the success in the classroom, and then C, continuing a dream, something that you got to feel, right?
Yes. I mean, there's no greater feeling than that. I mean, to just get the opportunity to play at the highest level, that's, it's a kid's dream. But, also, when you play, you just want to have that love for the game. If you have that love for the game, it's even better.
Benny Agbayani joining us here on ESPN Honolulu, interim head coach of the St. Louis baseball program. I got this question via our text line, and I'm sure you've been asked this about 40,000 times, so I'll just add one more. Ask Benny about playing for Bobby Valentine.
He's an interesting guy. He's the greatest baseball man you can ever be around. I mean, just IQ-wise, just a guy who knows the game. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better coach than that. I mean, I have learned a lot from him. Just, being around him, being, in New York, being in Japan with him. I mean, that guy, he was like a second dad to me.
Be honest with me, Benny. How often do you get that question? Too often?
Oh, all the time, all the time. They're always asking me what he's doing, where's he at, and it's great. I mean, I always talk to him. I always ask him for advice. I always, lean on him and just kind of see, how's he doing. I know he's getting older now, and so, it's just one of those things where I just make sure that he has given me the opportunity. He has taught me a lot of things about the game, and just mentally, physically, and just now I'm coaching. Now I can just share all of that knowledge.
Now you're coaching, and he's in TV, doing some of the studio work for the Angels. So the baseball work continues for both of you. Benny, thanks so much for giving us time while you got all the hitting going on in the background. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll be following you as the baseball season is literally right around the corner. We can't wait for it. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Benny Agbayani joining us here on ESPN Honolulu.